Now we're going to look at solving equations with variables on both sides and also combining like terms. So we begin by drawing the wall or our line to balance our equations. And we start with the top of our foldable that says, do we have any grouping symbols, parentheses, fraction bars? And the answer is no. Then the next tab 2 says, do we have like terms on the same side that we can combine? And if you look on the left, the answer is yes. We have two coefficients both on the left side, so we can go ahead and combine them since they're on the same side. So we have positive 10 and negative 2. And if we combine positive 10 and negative 2, that becomes a positive 8. We have a negative 2x we need to bring down, and this equals 4x minus 16. The next step is, do we have variables on both sides? Yes, we do. So we compare them and move the smaller one. So which is smaller, negative 2x or positive 4x? Negative 2x is smaller, so do the inverse, which would be add 2x. What you do to one side, you have to do to the other. So negative 2x and positive 2x cancel, and I'm left with 8 on the left. 4x plus 2x is 6x, and bring down my minus 16. The next step says, are there constants on both sides? And yes, we have an 8 on the left and a negative 16 on the right. Move the one that's on the same side as the variable. So we're going to move the negative 16 by doing the inverse, which is add 16. What you do to one side, you do to the other. So positive 16 and negative 16 cancel, and we're left with 6x on the right. On the left, we're going to do 16 plus 8, which is 24. The last step is divide by 6. And we get x equals 24 divided by 6 is 4. You would check this one by plugging the 4 back in for x on each side and then see if you get the same thing. So in your calculator, you're going to type negative 2 times 4 plus 10 minus. Negative 2 times 4 is negative 8. Negative 8 plus 10 is 2, and 2 minus 2 is 0. So now let's see what we get on the right. 4 times 4 is 16, and 16 minus 16 is also 0. So we got 0 equals 0 on both sides, so it checks out. Number 6. Do we have any grouping symbols? No. Do we have like terms on the same side that we can combine? Yes. We can combine 4x and negative x. 4x and negative x is 3x because it's like 4x minus x. So if you have 4x's and you take one away, you have 3x. We can also combine these constants, positive 2 and positive 9, which gives us a positive 11. And then we're going to bring everything else down. So first we combine like terms on the same side. Now we have variables on both sides. So we're going to move the smaller one. Which is smaller, 3x or 2x? 2x. So we're going to subtract 2x. And what you do to one side, you do to the other. 3x minus 2x is 1x. Bring down my plus 11. 2x minus 2x cancels, and I'm left with 18. Now I'm going to subtract 11 because I want to move my constant that's on the same side with the variable to get x alone. And 18 minus 11 is 7. You're going to plug 7 in everywhere you see an x. And then just use your calculator to see what each side equals. And then at the end, if they get the same thing on both sides, then you know your answer is right. Go ahead and pause the video and complete E and F on your own. Combine like terms first, then move the variable, the smallest one. When you're finished, press play. All right, E, combine like terms first because we don't have any grouping symbols. So 2x and negative 4x is negative 2x. Bring down the plus 25, and that equals 2x plus 5. Next is to move the smaller variable on both sides. So we have negative 2x and a positive 2x. So negative is always the smaller one. So I'm going to add 2x to both sides because that's the inverse. Bring down my 25, and 2x plus 2x is 4x. Bring down my plus 5. Next up, we have constants on both sides. So move the one that's with the variable. So I'm going to subtract 5. So I have 4x equals 20. Last step is divide by 4. And x equals 5. How'd you do? If you check it, you're plugging in a 5 everywhere you see an x and just plug it into your calculator. Then you should end up with the same thing on the left is equal to the right. F. combine like terms, because do we have any grouping symbols? No. So do we have like terms on the same side? Yes. We can combine these x's before we begin. So 20x minus 8x is 12x. I'm going to bring down the minus 30. And on the right side, I can also combine like terms. I can combine the 16 and the negative 30. So 16 minus 30 is negative 14. Bring down the minus 4x. Okay, so we combined on the left, brought everything else down, combined like terms on the right, and brought everything down. All right, now we look for variables on both sides, and we do have them. We have a 12x on the left and a negative 4x on the right. So we want to move the smaller one, which is negative 4x. So the inverse is add 4x. 12x plus 4x is 16x. Bring down the minus 30. And that equals negative 14. Negative 4x and positive 4x cancel. Now we have constants on both sides. So we're going to move the one that's on the side with the variable by adding 30 to both sides. So 16x equals negative 14 plus 30 is 16. Last step is divide by 16 because we want to get the x alone. And 16 divided by 16 is 1. All right. Hope you did well.